Okay. Hey guys, welcome to Real Estate Reality Tampa. It's Jim Steele with Remax.net and Chris Deptula with Motto Mortgage coming at you live. Well, actually, it's recorded, but we're live right now. So, okay. So, we got some things to talk about. Some things have gone down, as you may be aware. In the real estate world, we had hurricanes and they messed up a lot of stuff. Okay. So today I want to talk specifically about what the people should do who were affected by the hurricane. Because I drove through some neighborhoods and it was bad. It's not good at all. So hopefully everyone's getting their lives back together, but it affected a lot of people. I think the number I saw was in Pinellas County, like 40,000 some houses got damaged. I mean, I don't know in Pasco, but 40,000 in Pinellas. So these were bad, man. I've been here 20 years. I never saw them that bad. This is crazy. And we had 2 in 2 weeks. So that was real rough. So with regards to the real estate, this is what's going to happen. Investors are going to make a fortune if you let them, okay? Because they are going to try and buy up everything in sight that has flood damage. And people are coming to me asking me what their house is worth. And I legit don't know. I have no idea. I mean, it's flooded. You had 4 feet of water in it. It sat for 5 days. I don't know what it's worth. I mean, we just got to kind of figure it out. So this is where the investors are really just hammering, these people, trying to get them to sell their house. I saw this one neighborhood in St. Pete, and we as realtors know it as a floody area. It's called Shore Acres. It was in the news the other day. And I looked yesterday, 48 houses are for sale in there right now because they got smacked. I mean, they got it bad. And they usually get it bad in a regular storm. These storms did some really bad damage there. And I saw the interview with one of the agents in there, and he was selling the house. It was like 400 and some thousand that they bought it for the lot value, like 200. So the hope is that the insurance picks up the slack on those. But it's, you're going to see a lot of houses hitting the market, but they're going to have, issues, and a lot of them are going to be cash only. Like they're never going to pass an inspection or anything. And that's going to segue absolutely beautifully into what Chris is going to talk about, because FHA came out with some new loans. Well, a new loan in particular, specifically, to kind of kickstart things in this area. So I'm going to let Chris tell you about it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Deptula, Motto Mortgage.
Thank you. Yay, crowd goes wild. Well, one of the really, nice things that FHA, did, I mean, they've had this loan on the books for a while now, but it really helps people in these situations it's called like an FHA disaster loan, and that's basically what we had, with these 2 hurricanes back to back. And,
disaster.
Two disasters. What it allows for is, when people normally, go for a loan, obviously if they already own one home, they have a mortgage on that house. And if they want to go buy another house, then they have to qualify, for carrying both mortgages, for their debt to income ratio. And typically if someone wants to take out like an FHA loan or a conventional loan, you have a certain down payment. FHA is like 3.5%. And typically, conventional is a minimum of 5%. But the nice thing about the FHA disaster loan is what they will allow for is, let's say you were like in Shore Acres, good example, right? You had 4 feet of water in your house, and the house has basically been considered unlivable, right? It's been,
right.
Goes in and says, hey, you know what, until repairs are made, the house is unlivable. But the question becomes, well, what happens if you didn't have flood insurance, right? And you don't have the money to make the repairs? Like, what do you do? Like what you were saying is investors are going to sweep in try and give you cash, you know what I mean, for the house, so you can kind of, walk away. But is that even enough to pay off the mortgage? I don't know, on the house. But so the FHA disaster loan, what you can do is, if your situation is that your house has been condemned or just, unlivable, you can go ahead and take out this loan. It's 0 down payment. So it's 100% financing when it comes to the down payment. You do still have to pay closing costs, on the loan. But it does allow you to purchase another home, since you don't have a home to live in right now. And they will not hold your first mortgage on that house that was, condemned or damaged against you for debt to income purposes. So basically they kind of just pretend like you don't have a mortgage payment in a way, on the first house, because otherwise most people would never qualify. You can't really qualify on income carrying 2 full mortgages, trying to get qualified for it. So they basically say, okay, we're just not going to, pretend that doesn't exist. We're just going to qualify you off the new payment, off the house that you want to buy. And it's, 0 down. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, FHA, I mean, they're going to cover the down payment. So you're probably looking at somewhere between like 10 to 12 grand, out of pocket for closing costs. And you might even be able to get those from a seller. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, a lot of homes are sitting right now. You can probably get 3%, 4%, concession or whatever from a seller. So theoretically, if you're really in a tough circumstance, you can go ahead and get into a new home, where you qualify not taking the first mortgage. And in most situations, you probably can get in with almost no money, out of pocket, pretty much, just a few thousand. But the program also works for renters. So if you're renting, like if you had an apartment, or if you were renting a condo, or if you were renting a home from somebody, and that place was damaged to where it was condemned or, not usable, it's good for renters as well. You can get in for 100% financing, don't need a down payment, and just need the closing costs. So, but the home has to be really badly damaged. It can't be where, this minor stuff where, it's still livable. It has to be deemed by FEMA as unlivable.
Yeah, that's a good question, because would FEMA has to be involved then, so they would have to come out. So if somebody just like got a bunch of flooding and it got damaged and stuff, but it could be fixed, like it just is going to cost money, then unless FEMA has been involved, is that what you're saying, that it wouldn't qualify at that point?
Okay. Yeah, it really depends on, the damage, that's done. I think it's done on a case by case basis. And it just really, I think that they're going to be very careful about these loans. You know what I'm saying? It can't be where you just suffered minor damage, because they don't want people to try and take advantage of it. They're like, oh, what a great opportunity to buy an investment property. I can get an FHA loan, and rent that sucker out and not even really take possession. So you gotta be careful.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
You're right. I know.
All right. Well, that's a cool program. I think that's neat. So, you know what? We'll just put it like we always do. We'll put your information up on the screen. Christopher.Deptula at modomortgage.com if you have any questions. If you want to apply, can they apply on your site for this one? Or do they got to talk to you?
If they go on the site, I would recommend
MottoChris.com.
I would recommend
that on the screen
first, though, to be honest, because it really is going to be a case by case basis, for these things. And we want to make sure that we're getting it all right first.
So basically, if your home has been deemed unlivable, like it really got it bad, then this is going to be an option for you.
Absolutely.
So I got your information up on the screen here. People reach out to Chris if you have any questions. And again, if you decide you just want to sell the home, then you reach out to me, and my information's on the screen. And we'll make sure that you get what you need handled. So cool. All right, Chris. Good stuff, man. That's a neat loan. I'm interested. Keep me posted on that. I want to hear when people do it. All right. Well, thanks a lot. Again, everybody, this is Jim Steele with RE/MAX Champions and Chris Deptula with Motto Mortgage. If you need help with buying, selling a home or a mortgage, reach out to us. Okay. And thanks a lot for watching. Have an awesome day.
Have a great day, guys.